Goes up, crypto goes down. So I'll just tell you this: pop open a cold one and enjoy this episode, folks.
Is that a Coca-Cola there?
That was what was in the fridge here. Yeah, that's next one.
Very nice. Welcome to the Bad Crypto Podcast, the show for the crypto curious and the crypto series.
It says this on the side. Look, it says it's a Coca-Cola. It says exceso calories. Exceso calorías, excesos azúcares.
I thought it was going to say something about a Coca-Cola coin or something on it. And had nothing to do with it.
It's like in Europe where they have the cigarettes and they're like, "Don't smoke this. This will kill you." Here's like a decomposing lung from someone with cancer. Like that's the picture on the
right. Light up.
Like, you will get fat from drinking this. No shit. I'm already fat. I'm gonna have another.
We're glad you guys are here. This is our news episode where we cover the goings on in the crypto, blockchain, and NFT space for the week. We're the crypto clowns, the blockchain blockheads, duck-going stuff, so you don't have to.
We are two illogical, overweight men.
Oh wait, you want to do the review now? Okay, we're gonna close the loop on that line. That is hilarious. Really great. First, we want to let you guys know that Animoca is working to revolutionize the gaming industry. They've got big hits: F1 Delta Time, Quid, The Sandbox, Crazy Defense Heroes, and others in the works. If you're a gamer or just interested in knowing what they're up to, check them out. We recommend that you do, because Yatsu and his brands there, they are moving and shaking. AnimocaBrands.com.
John, do you really not remember me coming in and speaking to you when I sat on your bed 50 minutes ago?
Nope.
Right, okay. Well, that tells me that I've got to wake you up properly then. Because you open your eyes and you listen, so that's not good enough, is it? I will bear it in mind for the future. You have to be awoken properly.
Or just tell me the day before.
Well, that's really Mum's department. You have to speak to her about that.
$417. Solana, $190. Probably the only major big winner this week over the last 7 days. Solana up 75%. We'll talk about why in the story here in a bit. XRP, $1.11. Dogecoin, almost 26 cents. USD coin, $1. And Polkadot is in the number 10 this week, $27.75.
Wi-Fi now disabled.
I always like to say this, like,
Can you phone your mate and tell him to come down, please? Last time it took him over 10 minutes to get down, yeah? Well, you told him to come down, yeah? Or if you told him that we're just leaving? Okay, you need to tell him to come down now, please, yeah? Yep. Because last time, it took him over 10 minutes to get down, yeah? Well, I don't know, you ask him. I don't know why it took him 10 minutes. I think it took him about 12, 15 minutes, actually. So we're going to be there in probably about 10 minutes. So tell them to come down now, yeah? Thank you, John.
Over that 2.4 something, 2.435 trillion. It looks like it's the top of that. I'm looking at that, and it's like it didn't quite break through it. It didn't quite break through the total market cap. Got real close, and now it's taking a little breather. So is a double top? If so, we've never seen that before in a crypto run. Right? But we have seen crypto go up and then crypto go down a little bit, taking a little breather, and then going for a big old ride. So we shall see what this.
Well, in spite of what appears to be a crypto crash, I'm just going to call it a dip, there are a few big winners this week. Phantom up 121%, Near Protocol 91%. IOST 83%.
I swapped some
Solana,
Ether
75,
for Solana.
72, Algorand,
And Solana
71.
is up 75% this week.
In here.
FTX.
I don't know.
So
But it's probably
I don't know if you listened to
all your profits have probably been wiped out because of the dip yesterday, yeah?
That,
Yeah.
what finance
No, I think how much you
and what Coinbase doing in
Oh,
idea.
I made, I don't know, a few hundred. I didn't put much in it.
Right? And I've seen, FTX, I've seen their logo has been on a Major League Baseball umpire. they bought the naming rights to the Miami Heat. Pay attention to these exchanges, because these exchanges are making money hand over fist. Every time somebody trades, they're making a little bit. And I remember talking about the FTX token, and it was 20 bucks. Here it is now, 77 bucks, up 58%. This stuff. It's the on and off ramp for a lot of people to get in the crypto game. That's the highway. So those tokens are great. And there's some other ones out there that I would pay attention to as well. I mean, I know that there's just a whole ton of some of those exchanges. And if you actually go to CoinGecko, click on the spot for exchanges, you can see which exchanges are out there. And you know, Binance, huge, it's $500 a token, right? Crypto, Gate.io, Gemini, Bittrex. See that, Crypto.com.
Coins. But nothing more than that.
Oh my God, though. Holy cow, like Upbit. Upbit is the Korean exchange, right? They're doing the most of the volume. If I look at the 24-hour volume for Wax, I'm looking at that. Wow. Wow. Look at this. So
I hear you saying wow.
Yeah, you're hearing me say wow, because check this out. Before Upbit was doing it, before Upbit got Wax, before Binance got Wax, we would go to KuCoin or we would go to Bittrex. Well, now if you're sorting by 24-hour volume, it goes Upbit, Binance, BitThumb, BUSD, then Binance Wax to Bitcoin, then another Huobi, then KuCoin. Like,
did you say boobies?
I said, I love them. I love them.
That's just lazy.
I'm just frustrated. But I mean, look at that. There's $56 million worth of volume happening in Korea for Wax.
By the way, for those of you wondering why we are so enamored with a million NFTs, while the rest of the NFT world is enamored with Ethereum and paying ridiculous gas fees, we've minted over 1 million NFTs on Wax with no gas whatsoever, with instant transactions. And so, you know, we're really excited to see more exchanges finally listing it. And I think that for the U.S. Citizens, Coinbase is really essential. I think that's the one.
It is. So wait a second. We've only minted 1 million NFTs?
Well, more than 1 million.
That seems pretty lazy. We need to get to work. I mean,
it's
that's
lazy.
not nearly enough.
It's irresponsible. It's irrational.
I'm frustrated just hearing about it.
It's frustrating. So Bitcoin took a big dip this week, gang. Pulled back 10% on the very same day that El Salvador, I guess that was the day they started accepting Bitcoin as legal tender in the nation.
Yeah. On Tuesday, they announced that they have officially accepted, Bitcoin as a nation's legal tender. So I don't know if it's the only legal tender or it's just one of the legal tenders. I think it's just one of, but they're saying as the nation's leading tender. I think they also accept dollars. They also have the El Salvador. I don't know if it's the peso or what, but there it is.
It's a new legal tender. It's not not like the state tender. You got to scroll down on this story on newsbtc.com, Trav, and go to the chart that shows Bitcoin going from 51,000 down to, what was the low there? The low
43,000.
44.7 is what it says. It might have gone lower, but look at it go, like it's just falling off a cliff. And then that's where people freak out and panic, and then of course
it's like there's some bot action going on that.
Yeah.
It's like it's like all of the exchanges, all of them all at once within a certain amount of time. They all just go fa-bonk, and it's like, really? Like, I saw that there was so much liquidation. The single largest reported liquidation occurred on Huobi to Bitcoin, $44 million at the time. Just whoosh. It said $3 billion worth of liquidity was gone in less than an hour. That's a crazy amount. And then it pops back up to 46 something, right?
According to this Cointelegraph article, the move came just hours after analysts jointly agreed that Bitcoin to USD must hold $50,000 in order to preserve bullish momentum. And this, these people predicting stuff there, but they're saying it's the whales dumped Bitcoin tender. I don't know who did it. We don't know if it's bots. We don't know if it's whales.
You told him to come down straight away, yeah? Oh, here he is. Hello. That's all right.
Big deal. Point is like the Terminator. It always says,
Man, how many times it's been dead so many times. That's the thing about being in this space for 4 years. Seeing it, it's like, okay, well, crypto goes up, we know it. Crypto goes down, here it is. All I know is I've never seen a chart of any of the bull runs end with a double top. Like this little pop, and then, but we're talking about the whole crypto as a whole has done a double top that's ever existed before, but they've gone up to 2.435 billion, 2,435 billion. That's a double top at this point. Now it's gone down from that a little bit. Is that the signal that's going down as an overall bear market? Because normally when you see a double top in something, that's the end of that run.
I'll be back and I'll bring my NFTs with me. You do not want to be on the other side. So here's some big news from our friends over at Upland, little NFT stuff, and really cross over into the mainstream, because this is a mobile game that people have transacted over $1 million in NFTs, and they announced Upland Legits. They have signed a deal with the NFL Players Association, the NFLPA, and they are going to welcome the identities of over 2,000 football players to Upland. This is a first, and we've been talking about Upland for over a couple of years in our lazy and irrational and irresponsible fashion. And well, look at there you go. It's they just signed a deal with the NFL Players Association. By the way, Trav, did you see that one of the cities that is opening up here, I believe Thursday morning the 9th, is Kansas City, Missouri.
They are opening up Kansas City?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to say 8 in the morning Pacific time. Usually they go by Pacific. If you guys haven't signed up for Upland yet, I think you can still get 6,000 free UPIX through this link. It's a mobile game. Go to badco.in/Upland. It should take you to a link that gets you 6,000 free UPIX. That's the currency that they use, and I think every $1,000, every 1,000 UPIX is pegged to $1. Is it every 100? I can't remember. Anyway, it's free. It's free tokens, and you can go and buy a property in Kansas City. But I think the reason that they're doing Kansas City as one of the first ones is because the previous Super Bowl champions were from there, and if they're doing a deal with the NFL,
are they doing the ones that just won the Super Bowl?
I know. I said the previous.
Yeah, the previous. Yeah.
Before. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't.
All I know is I gotta tell you this: I'm not a betting man too much, but damn, the Chiefs' offensive line now they got destroyed in the Super Bowl. And what was funny was the general manager left the field talking to Mahomes and said, "Dude, we're gonna fix the offensive line." Now the offensive line has 5 people on it. And in the last 3 years, they've given up like 3 sacks total. All 5 of them, like, they're all just like built like shit brick houses. So that's pretty exciting. So I think imagine Mahomes having more time. But anyways, so this is cool. So wait, and the reason we're talking NFL, particular story with Upland, and then 2, the next story is NFL is barring teams from participating in certain cryptocurrency and teams cannot sell NFTs or sponsorships to digital currency companies. An NFT and crypto strategist for the NFL, so they're going to be looking at it to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, they don't want teams or players to do anything without
I've heard people say that.
them, because then they feel like they're missing out. But meanwhile, a few have gotten in front of them, right? Gronk sold an NFT collection, which was crappy, if I must say. Mahomes had an NFT collection, which was actually very cool. Tom Brady has his own NFT company called Autograph, and I'm like thinking, if they tell him that he can't do it, he'll be like, all right, time to retire. Pound sand.
Well, not only that, but Tom Brady and his wife Giselle.
Right.
So they're going, wait a second, and then wait a second, who was it? It was the #1 draft pick, I think, that also signed a deal with FTX. And so, you know, there's some, the #1 draft pick, Trevor Lawrence, signed a deal with them. And I know that there's some other stuff that's been popping out. And then Russell Okung, he gets half his salary in Bitcoin, right? So that's crazy. So the NFL, it's exactly it. The NFL's like, whoa, 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 whoa. How do we get our piece? But then the NFL Players Association can kind of veto it because they're kind of their own entity. But this is the NFL telling the team. Players Association, the NFLPA, can because they not the NFL.
There you go. So that's the NFL. Meanwhile, back on the real playing field, the crypto playing field, Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, put a series of tweets out this morning detailing how the SEC may be harassing Coinbase, basically telling them to not do some DeFi stuff, but not telling them why and not providing regulation or guidance for reasons of why to do this. And he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are there more tweets? Yeah.
Let's read through some of them because he said millions of crypto holders have been earning yield on their assets over the last few years. It makes sense. If you want to lend out your assets, you can earn a return. Everyone seems happy. But a bunch of great companies in crypto have been offering versions of this for years. Coinbase has come out recently and said they would be launching their own version, and they were planning to go live in a few weeks, so they proactively reached out to the SEC to give them a friendly heads up and a briefing. They responded by telling us the lend feature is a security. Okay, seems strange. How can lending be a security? So we asked the SEC to help us understand and to share their view. We always make an effort to work proactively with the regulators and keep an open mind. Well, they refuse to tell them why it's a security and instead subpoena a bunch of records from Coinbase. They comply, meaning they gave up a bunch of the records. They demand testimony from their employees. They also comply. And then they tell us they will be suing Coinbase if they proceed to launch with the DeFi lending program with zero explanation as to why.
They're non-security security.
Yeah, and they go on and just answers all about this stuff, and they go, there's a bunch of other companies out there who are doing it, but we can't do it, and it seems like to me to be overreach by the SEC because it's important for the FCC to provide guidance and clarity. Gensler had said, who's the head of the SEC, sometimes that's a clarity will be a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's important to provide that. They're not providing that, and then also, the SEC's goal is to protect investors and to create fair markets. So, Brian asked, who are they protecting? Who are they protecting? People seem to be happy to be earning yield on their crypto assets, right? So it seems to me that they're protecting the powers that be and the old guard, not protecting the consumers, because you can't do things with your own money, Joel Tom. You gotta get permission.
I know. I need my big daddy government to tell me what to do. And, this happens when we... Never mind why it happens. Brian went to D.C. May of this year to meet with every regulator and branch of government that he could. And he said the SEC was the only regulator that refused to meet with him, saying, we're not meeting with any crypto companies. Right after they went public, as the first crypto company that went public in the U.S.
Right.
So, what this means? This means they're afraid. Period. It's so obvious. It's so blatant that
this is the shortest route.
Blockchain are a threat to the old guard, and this is their way of growling, showing their teeth. But there's no bite there because it's not a security or lending money. How can it be a security?
Yeah, can banks lend out money? Is that a security?
Every time they do.
I said this, like, you can't spell sucks without the S and the C. So SEC, suck it.
Meanwhile, other nations, moving forward, Panama has introduced a bill to recognize crypto for payments following in El Salvador's footsteps. They're going to regulate the use of cryptos for civil and commercial purposes. So they want to make Panama compatible with decentralized autonomous organizations. So way to go, Panama.
I was just there in the airport. Does it count? Can I add it to my country's list?
No. So my rule is this. If you don't leave the airport, you can't say you were at a place. You can say you went to the airport.
Tom's rules is my rule.
Yeah, well, you can do whatever you want, but like, oh, what did you see? The airport. Sorry.
I saw Starbucks.
Yeah.
By Subway.
You weren't there.
I was there.
Yeah.
All right.
That was fake visiting.
It's not. It doesn't matter. So, around the world, Swiss B2B bank Incor has launched a new tokenization tool using Tezos. Now, Tezos is one of those projects that's been around for a while, and it's just, I don't even know, what is, let's look and see what the price of Tezos is right now. But Tezos is really big on NFTs. Tezos has been building and building and building and building, and I would not be surprised to see, once upon a time, to see Tezos finally go boom. What is Tezos right now? It looks like it's number 49 overall at $4.35.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
it
not
could
bad.
be.
Market cap with $3.6 billion. But when you're talking about some of these other projects with their bajillions of dollars in market cap, they got a lot of room to grow. I think we're going to see a time, maybe in the next year or so, where Tezos 10x's.
It could be one of those sleeping giants. And there is there's a marketplace. Remember the one that it was Latin. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, here we go. It was Hicketlunk.xyz.
Oh, that shitty name? Yeah, that's the shittiest name.
It's the worst name. I know it's Latin or whatever, but they sell NFTs, and I like to play with all of the toys. And I'm like, when I see that a currency is offering NFTs, I want to buy something in that currency. And so I did buy an NFT from this marketplace. In fact, I saw last week, and I can't remember what it was. I can't remember where I saw it, but somebody was selling access to a film that they created, a full-length feature film for $20 in Bitcoin. And I'm like, oh, I've never bought an NFT with Bitcoin. You know, basically that's what it is. And so I did it, and I haven't watched the film yet, so I don't know if it's any good.
Right. Yeah, I don't know either. But keep an eye on that, because there's a lot of great stuff popping up on Tezos. There's some big NFT platform and some other stuff going on. So, and there's going to be a big telecom company popping with them as well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all. Here's something that's not a rumor. This is in India. There's a former Reserve Bank official pushing for India to accept crypto. Former deputy governor of the RBI. They see cryptos as a taxable asset and commodity, and they want people to be able to utilize that. There's some of the smartest people in the world, some of the smartest technologists in the world are in India, and the central banks are banning the commercial banks from allowing their customers to even buy crypto. They got to jump through a lot of hoops to even do so. And you know what? I think eventually they're going to pop through. But come on, I mean, there's so many technologists in India. They need to embrace the boom.
You know, the regular people here, we do want for cryptos to be here. We are making the government to appeal, and apparently the Indian government is rethinking the crypto ban. So hopefully very soon you'll be able to come to Delhi or go delicatessen, and you will be able to get the cryptos with the side of ham sandwich.
Very nice. Also
this is why we are fat, because we talk about the food all the time.
This is why we're all lazy and illogical. So there's a company called Afterpay. They're telling the Australian Senate that using crypto could cut payment costs for merchants, and that the government should work to create a framework for the Australian dollar, creating an Australian-backed stablecoin. But Australian government is too busy right now taking away all the freedoms away and basically repressing everyone all over Australia. It's crazy the shit that's going on in Australia. It is the most tyrannical authoritarian regime of the Five Eyes right now. The shit that's going on in Australia. Like they have a thing now that it's a geolocation. You have to scan it within. You have to open up the app in minutes, or they're going to come arrest you.
How do you?
Yeah, right now I'm in Melbourne, but it's just going to hit and. You think it's not? I'm not going to try to.
I don't know. Hey, Aussie friends, you're our second biggest audience. Make that they're in the audience because you can't see Australia without AEU. Write us at cryptopodcast@gmail.com and let us know what your experience. Let us know where you are. If it's fake news, if it's just sensationalized media. like they're in
Hey, give us a call. What's the number?
9030. Call us. We'd like it even more if you call us because we love your accent.
That's true. Give us a call. Tell us what's going on down there because we know the COVID lockdowns and there's some protests and shit going on.
Yeah. One of the coins we referenced that was super hot this week is Solana. They before the market kind of went down a little bit, they were hitting almost 200 after FTX's Solana-enabled NFT marketplace went live. I'm not sure how you get into that marketplace yet, but we're going to have to take a look at that because we like the NFTs.
Yep. So it's backed by a bunch of different collectible marketplaces such as Solana Art, Digital Eyes, and there's also integration into the blockchain music streaming platform called Audius. And then we know that, well, we're going to talk about it here in a little bit, with Star Atlas has launched. They did a successful IDO a few weeks back, and now their tokens have gone live. That thing with 200x.
Let's just talk about that now. You know, we've had Michael Wagner, who was the creator of the Tokes token, on the show several years ago. Well, he's the creator of Star Atlas, and I got to tell you, gang, this game looks to be amazing, and they're on Solana, and their token is now available. And as Travis said, the in-game token, which is Polis, I think it's the Polis is the in-game token, has 200x'd right out of the box, and the governance token I think is like a 20x or something ridiculous like that. It's staratlas.com, and they've got some of the coolest visuals, and it looks like a really interesting gameplay strategy, and it's play to earn. So people are going to make money playing this next generation game, and it's all in Solana.
Yeah, very cool. Solana is doing great things. And I remember we were talking about this early in the year, and we kept seeing it week after week when we were going over those in the top 100, which ones were popping. It was like, you know, Solana was like $3, $4, and the next thing you know, it was $15. The next thing you know, it's $190. Like, seriously, whenever we're talking about those biggest movers, like, you should be going, if you want to invest money in crypto, you should be looking week over week which ones are growing, keeping an eye on some of these ones that are moving. Why are they moving? Doing your own research on them, and you're going to I mean, we talked about Algorand, we talked about 4chain, we talked about, you know, a lot of these every week. We're going, here are the top. Look at these biggest movers. Why are they moving? Look at them. Do some research into them. Find out what they do. Because if you had invested into some of those that we talk about, I mean, it could have been magical internet money for you guys. You could have been moving to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, very much so. Well, they're not the only ones in the NFT world. Of course, it goes on Ethereum, and this is really surprising and yet not surprising. We've seen people pay hundreds of $1,000s for NFTs, like a pet rock. There's one now that's called...
Which is dumb. Which, believe me, it's dumb. Yeah. But people love it. It's internet history. I'll say great.
Well,
dumb.
Is this dumb too? It's Loot. It's an Ethereum-based NFT role-playing set, and basically what it is text. That's all it is. The Loot NFTs list fictional fantasy adventuring gear. So, for example, your card. It's a black card with white text. That's it. Mace, Demon Husk, Great Helm, Carrion Glow, Bright Silk Sash of Skill, Wool Shoes, Titanium Ring. It's got this list, and every loot card is randomly generated, and some of them are selling already for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they're not even actually being used in a game yet. It's just a bag of gear, loot, that could be used in a game. And I'm sure now somebody will develop a game to use these.
Yeah, loot for adventurers. Yeah, and so the project launched for right? It launched for free, and then some of them have such fantastical fictional adventuring gear that it's selling for almost $1 million one of these cards. That's where the people have made their money, is because they launched these for free, and then people are buying them on the secondary market, and Loot's probably getting 5-10% of that particular thing. Crazy to me, Joel.
Well, there's others that are now replicating the model. One of them I stumbled across a couple days ago is called Characters for Games. So you got your loot, Now you need your role-playing game characters. What race are you going to be? An orc, dwarf, a human? What's your class? Are you a fighter, a paladin? What's your main attribute? Dexterity, endurance? What's your alignment? Neutral, evil, good, lawful? What's your background? What's your skills? Do you have a pet? These are now available for free at characters.digital. Pay gas for them. So I went in, I bought a bunch of them because I like to play and stuff like this. I'm not saying that you should. Actually have an extra hoop to do it because there's no button on the site. You actually have to mint on the contract. If you join their Discord, you can see exactly how to do it. It's not hard to do. It's just it's like that one extra step. I'm not saying buy them. I'm saying I did, and who knows? Maybe they'll blow up like loot, and maybe these NFT characters will be used in some games someday. I don't know.
Characters.digital. I mean, what are they going for on OpenSea?
Well, they're still being minted. They're nowhere near sold out. It's new, so I don't think the word has really gotten out there. And they're not alone, Travis. Now there's other spin-offs. Loot.
First one that I saw, I was like, "What the hell is this, Joel?" Are you serious? Because what I'll do is I'll go to Etherscan. And then I go to tokens. We talked about this a couple episodes back. Go to that, and then I'll click on the 721 trending tokens to see which ones have sold the most in the last day and over the last 3 days. And then I saw Blute up at the top, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "This is fucking
There
words.
you go,
It's selling
boys.
words. Like multiple random."
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye, bye-bye,
Ball gags and
bye-bye.
cock rings. 8 for Ring of Rage. So this was actually pretty hilarious.
Yeah, the NFT world is definitely bizarre. We're living in a strange alternate reality where people who, have not made real money in their lives, I'm just talking about a subset of people, all of a sudden have invested in an NFT and can buy a house with it now. It's absolutely bizarre. And, it's a little frustrating because we here at Blockchain Heroes, our set, we put a lot of love and effort into creating this, and it takes a lot of time. And then you see somebody spin up something like this that really doesn't take a lot of time, and they make a killing, and it's like, all right, what's wrong with this picture?
Yeah. The floor price of a Blute NFT rose to 1.44 ETH. Are you serious? And the Blute fans basically means base loot. So instead of the medieval treasure of the loot NFTs, this is sort of memes from 4chan and Reddit and crypto Twitter. And so instead of wool shoes, you get the moon shoes of death. And then instead of short swords, they fight with baguettes of shit. This is straight up ridiculous
Baguettes
meme
of
level
fucking
stuff.
shit.
And some of these are going to, I guess, the cock ring. So whoever has that, congratulations.
Good job, cock ring owner. Nice. As long as we're talking NFTs, let's talk this one more story here in our show notes. Apparently, a bug in OpenSea destroyed over $100,000 worth of NFTs, including a historical ENS name. The guy found this out when he went to transfer some NFTs and discovered that it went to a burn address. And once you send an NFT to a burn address, there's no retrieving it. It's gone. It's burnt. It is forever history. And somehow this happened. They fixed it, and OpenSea has not commented on it, but a bunch of NFTs got forever thrown in the fiery furnace.
Oh, man.
Aww,
That is
sad.
Yeah.
Let's have a
And I
moment of
guess when it's been
silence.
burned, you can't take the ashes and put them back together again. It's not Humpty Dumpty.
I think we should have a moment of silence for the lost NFTs. Okay, that's enough.
That is
A
enough.
couple more interesting stories here, Sir Lord Travis. One of them is a survey of teenagers
Yeah.
that 1 in 4 U.S. teens would buy crypto if given money to invest.
Yeah. And it
more-
said, and then the other 3/4 of the U.S. teens said they would buy weed. That's That's just
That is not what they said. 24% said they would buy real estate. 43% said that they would put their funds in the stock market. 37% said they'd refrain from investing altogether. Maybe those are the weed smokers.
37% said they would buy drugs with that. Try to get some shit.
Why do I want to invest, man? I'm going to a party tonight, dude.
We can blow smoke.
I want month, or maybe it was last year. Time goes so fast. I can't remember when it was, but previously on the show, we talked about seasteading and how Peter Thiel was part of a group that they wanted to have. They bought a ship, a cruise ship, and they were going to call it the Satoshi, and it was going to be the world's first crypto cruise ship. It was going to be off the coast of Panama. Well, there's a very lengthy, good read on The Guardian, and usually I don't refer people to The Guardian for a good read, but my friend Michael Stelzner from Social Media Examiner texted me this morning, and usually he'll text me, he's like, have you seen this? Did you know this? I'm like, oh yeah, old news. And he sent me this. I'm like, I had not seen this. Thank you for sending me this story. The long and short of it is they encountered a lot of different obstacles on the way, and literally on the way, while the ship was coming from across the ocean to go to Panama. There were so many problems that they had that by the time it got halfway across, they knew that they had to sell the ship. One
of them is COVID. Like, who wants to get on a freaking cruise ship now? Nobody. I'm not living on a cruise ship full of germs, folks.
Yeah, it was really bad timing, but the story is really fascinating. And of course, you know, the author, they definitely, if you read this, there's more than journalism to this, although it is a good journalistic piece, but there's definitely bias written inside of this piece as well, because these writers can't help themselves. They don't know how to just report. They have to throw in bias. But it's a really good read. Encourage you to go read the article. It's titled "The Disastrous Voyage of Satoshi, the World's First Cryptocurrency Cruise Ship," and you can find the link to this story along with all of the other links in our show notes. And it's easy to get to if you're not lazy. Or what's the other thing we are? Irrational. If you're not lazy or irrational.
No, we are overweight. Illogical.
Okay. Go to badco.in/547 and you can find the link to that. We've got 2 reviews in this week, and Sir Lord Travis, why don't you take the honor of reading this 1-star listener feedback from iTunes by Kay Schloss.
Yeah, I went and looked up Kay Schloss, and it's a female who looks to be very angry at life.
Very lazy and illogical.
Yeah. Lazy and illogical, frustrated, overweight men with a mild understanding of crypto and no logical thought progression. I'd much rather listen to a hot girl fart.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't mind that either.
I don't know. How hot? I mean, how hot are you? What kind of fart?
How good is a fart? You know, is it a lingerer? Is it, you know?
Yeah.
Is it powerful?
It's much hole. That's apparently too. We need to know this.
I need to know this. So thank you for that beautiful 1-star review, and we hope.
Oh my gosh! And all I know is that I'm just going to keep referencing how frustrated, lazy, illogical, and overweight we are.
And hot girl farts.
Yeah, hot girl farts. We're going to start referencing more hot girl farts.
But Josh Christ, who is a much cooler human being, gave us 5 stars, said entertaining, insightful, and actionable. Whether you're well established as someone who can translate creative energy into the impact you want to have on the crypto community, or just getting started as a catalyst for change, this is a must listen. Joel and Travis do an incredible job leading conversations that cover the ins and outs of navigating the constantly shifting industry landscape, while highlighting what you truly need to know with leaders who have actually walked the path. Highly recommended listening and subscribing. This just shows you how different people are. How do you have these 2 extremes? Like, this is a 5-star, you have to listen to this, and 1-star, I'd rather listen to a hot girl fart.
I'm surprised. Like, I would have said this. Like the logic of this review is off, because listening to a hot girl fart, that's not bad. I'd much rather listen to a super ugly girl fart. Like no, like that's way worse. Like that would be like I'd rather watch an ugly girl fart. No, it doesn't make any sense to me. No, and you know what it is? Like, it depends on like if you tune in and you don't know who we are and you only listen to like the first part of an episode where we're bantering and talking about something, inside jokes, like you know, like we do sometimes.
Corn.
It's like, yeah, corn. Yes, you never know. You never know.
You either get it or you don't, though. I don't think it takes long. I mean, we're kind of like, you either I don't say you love us or you hate us. I can't imagine anybody hating us, but you either kind of like us or dislike us just a bit.
Yeah, you either like us or you're indifferent.
Yeah, you either like us or you're a loser. It's
You know, a lot of people listen to crypto to get insights into which coins to buy, right?
We don't do
That's
that.
it. We don't tell you what to buy because we don't want to mislead you. We don't want to shill you, and we want you to do your own research. Like that's our whole thing is do your own research. A lot of these projects are telling you this is going to blow up, this is going to the moon. Buy it, get on our Telegram, and we're going to tell you it's all going to boot, and we're going to pump the coins together. And we don't do that shit.
No, that's not ethical.
We're too lazy. We're too lazy and frustrated.
And illogical. We can't follow that train of thought. It's really our train of thought would be there's crypto out there and you have money, so you should go buy a dog. There you go. It's illogical.
There you go. And then we're like, what? And what? I couldn't even finish that thought. I was too lazy. You were not a hot girl. That was not a hot girl fart.
That was a simulated hot girl fart.
That was a frustrated, overweight man fart. Fake fart.
If you like the show, we're grateful if you'd go give us a review. Make it funny. Talk about farts. Talk about corn. Talk about cryptos. Talk about whatever you want. It's a free country for now, and mostly free. And we appreciate you. We got some great content coming up for you guys. So you're not going to want to miss these shows that are coming your way.
We also have some subpar, illogical content coming as well. We're gonna double down on that.
Since Travis is in Mexico, he missed an interview yesterday, but he was easily replaced by my son Zach to speak with the one and only David Koechner, who is an actor that you will know from Anchorman films. He was Champ Kind, and he was Todd Packer on The Office, and he's part of an NFT release that's coming up. And
Wi-Fi now disabled.
we talked about cryptos too, so we thought, we're going to put this one out on Bad Crypto, and I think that's coming out next week. And there's a video version as well.
That's nice. Is Zach a fan of The Office?
Yeah, and Anchorman especially.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Yeah, but
I've
you
seen
weren't.
Anchorman. I've not watched The Office.
You weren't easily replaced, but you were replaced.
Hey, I'm lazy, analogical, and overweight. I'm frustrated.